Welcome back, humor consumers, to the Life Happens, Laugh Anyway podcast. I'm comedian Tracy DeGraaf.
I'm Catherine, bestie and co-host.
Hello, Catherine.
Hi, Trace.
Second time's a charm.
Yeah, we have to do a do-over.
Yeah, mulligan.
Yes.
We recorded this podcast a few days ago, and we had some technical issues, and so there it went bye-bye. And so here we are again. And what is our topic this day for this episode, Catherine?
Who pays for the wedding expenses?
As a mother of 5 sons, I say the bride.
I say, well, I have one son, 2 girls, so I say, yeah, let's just figure that out. That's why. And so one of the reasons why we're doing this one was we got a request from our friend Janine.
Yes, our friend and faithful listener.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Janine.
Yes, and so Janine is in the throes of planning a wonderful wedding for her daughter Emily, whom we both know, and Emily and her fiance Eric, whom we also know from the gym and church. They are getting married, and Janine asked us to do a podcast on who pays for what.
Yeah, and although she has 2 sons that were married prior to Emily, the youngest getting married, but she's just kind of curious, like, oh, does the bride's parents rather, really pay for everything?
Yeah, and all kidding aside, because I was kidding when I said, oh, in my book, the bride pays for everything. Truly, we found, and I think we find just even before we did the research on the internet about traditions and such, really, it's up to you. You know, it's...
Yeah, but stay tuned because we have more to say about that.
Not really.
But yeah.
No, it's all over the place. It's all over the map. But we do have an important message at the end of the podcast. So stay tuned because we have some scripture for you and some encouragement.
Yes.
That regards to this topic. So let's dive in, Catherine.
Well, who's our sponsor?
Oh, I forgot. Our husbands.
That's right. Puffin.
Yeah. Puffin, our 2 men, our 2 faithful husbands. Catherine's husband is named Kenny, and his nickname is Pooh. And my husband's name is Ron, and his nickname is Muffin. And that's how we get Puffin.
Yes.
Pooh and Muffin. So stupid.
Don't gag yourself.
I know, it's cringy. We're going to look back on this, like 20, 30 years from now when we can barely hear, and we're going to go, Puffin, that was dumb.
Yeah. Like an old TV show where, you're really into it in the day, and then you look back, you're like, God, that's cheesy. Ooh.
All right. Well, let's help our people figure out who pays for the wedding.
Yeah, let's do that.
What say you? What you got over there?
Well, we know that traditionally it was the bride's family that paid for just about everything, and then the groom paid for the honeymoon. And but times have changed.
Okay.
As they do. But I'm going to go over what the bride's family used to pay for so that you can all feel a sense of relief to know that it's not like this way anymore.
All right, go ahead.
They paid for the engagement party, the cost of the ceremony, including location, music, rentals, and other expenses. They paid for the cost of the reception, including location, food, beverage, entertainment, rental items, decorations, and wedding cake. They paid for the wedding dress, veil, and accessories, wedding gift for the couple, bridesmaids' bouquets, bridesmaids' luncheon, which that must be the shower.
Okay.
Photography, and flowers.
Wow. That's a lot. Like the whole kit and caboodle.
So you kind of think, was there anything left for the groom's family? Well, they paid for rehearsal dinner, travel, and accommodations for the groom's family. That's it, though. Honeymoon, but that would usually be the groom. And they also paid for a wedding gift for the bride and groom. So that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Now, basically, it's really up to each family's circumstance and their financial circumstance. So in modern times, today is 2022.
Right.
And it's typically the actual couple, the bride and the groom, that pay for the bulk of it. Yeah. And if the groom's family can pay for the rehearsal dinner, they do that as a gift. And the bride's family may contribute what they can. Yeah. That's it in a nutshell. Podcast over.
Yeah. Well, and we decided that we would share a little bit from our own experiences because Ron and I got married in 1989. And you and Kenny got married in 93?
3.
Okay. And at that time, a lot of my friends were getting married. My siblings were getting married. And it really wasn't an expectation in my circles that the bride would pay for everything.
Yeah.
I don't recall, hearing that or growing up even. I actually wasn't one of those girls who grew up dreaming about my wedding day.
Me neither. I mean, I wanted to be married, but not about the wedding day.
Yeah, I don't think I had too much space in my brain to think about much. There was a lot of just air in there. Just a lot of air. But when we got married, for my husband and I, the actual ceremony and the party afterward was a quite small, simple affair. And it was just a church wedding. And then we walked into the fellowship hall where we had Sunday school classrooms and such. And we sat on folding chairs and at folding tables, and we served cake and finger sandwiches.
Wow.
It was that simple.
That's so different than mine.
Yeah. And Ron and I paid for all of that, the food and the cake and such. I think my father-in-law and mother-in-law maybe paid for the pastor. I can't recall now, but I was so young and dumb. I didn't even know that you had to give the pastor anything.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know you had to give the priest something.
Right. I mean, I was just, I don't know, naive, I guess. And then my mother-in-law, Ron's mom, she did treat us to a trip. She had worked for an airline and was able to get us some tickets, and somehow we ended up going to St. Thomas.
Nice.
And she accommodated us with that lovely, and that was like our gift, So our parents, and my parents did help out with, my mom made the flowers for my ceremony. Like they were silk, and she put them together in bouquets and stuff. And that was really special because she was sick at the time. She had cancer really bad. And she died just, shortly after. So that was and she made my veil. And it was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful. And then Ron's family, his dad and stepmom, they paid for the photographer to come and take our pictures. So we did have some support, but our situation, it was not a grand affair. It was not something you would need a loan for or
did you
save
have
up for.
Shower? Wedding shower?
I did have a shower.
Who threw that?
My mom threw me a shower in my hometown where I wasn't living at the time. I was living like an hour and a half drive away from there, but my relatives were there, so she had a shower at the church in my hometown for me, and my husband's mom came. Now, I don't recall if they split, right. I don't know, because I was just like,
well, I'm so glad that you don't know, because I don't know either, and I'll feel terrible if I give credit and don't give credit.
Right. You're like, oops. Yeah. And then my husband's stepmom also threw a shower for me in the area where I was living, which is by them and by my husband's aunts and sister, and all that. So it was beautiful. It was, just a nice, and it was all pretty fast. Ron and I got engaged after only 4 months of dating, 4 or 5 months.
Gosh.
Yeah. And we were married within 1 year of dating. And we planned our wedding in a short few months, and then got married and started our life and had our babies, and then it was like, woo!
Let's keep swimming.
I wish I had gotten more certificates for counseling after I had all those kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but I don't remember there being any big expectations, like I didn't have any big dreams of, I got to have this. I actually recall I bought my wedding dress. I had $200 that I could buy it with. And I took the $200 into this store, and I said to the gal, here's the amount of money I have.
Wow.
Now you show me what you have.
For $200.
And I got a real pretty dress.
Oh.
She had like a sample or
I've
something.
seen your dress. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, the big puffy sleeves from the 80s, I could have put the ring bear in one of the sleeves. Come on.
I know. I had those big boxy shoulders too. Puffy, not boxy. Puffy. Yeah. Yeah, when I was getting married, I didn't have big expectations of, who pays for what. We just figured that Kenny and I would pay for the bulk of it. But one day my mom was out shopping, and she calls me up. She says, come to this place. I've found a dress for you, and I'll pay for it if you come.
Oh, so that's what you did.
It was a control thing. It's okay.
Yeah.
But she loved it. She kind of insisted on it. I didn't feel like it just wasn't worth it to me to resist.
Yeah.
So I got that dress,
Mm-hmm.
and it's forever there in the pictures.
Yeah.
But she paid for it, so that's all right.
Yeah.
And they contributed some, and my mother-in-law. Now, I'm getting my baby shower mixed with the wedding shower, I think, but I'm pretty certain now, as I'm thinking about it, that my parents and Judy, my mother-in-law, Kenny's mom, because his dad had passed away years ago, they went in on the wedding shower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was big. The wedding was big. Wedding party was big. Everything was big. Big.
Well, it matched your puffy sleeves.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And as far as, I said with the wedding, we paid for the bulk of it.
Yeah.
I believe.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and here you are, 30, almost 30, 29 years?
Yes.
So you're knocking on the door
29.
of 30 years together. So that was a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure
Very
was.
good. All right. We also have written down here on our little cheat sheet that we were going to discuss what we learned at the gym with the ladies.
That's right. We were.
Yeah. So let's tell our audience about that. We were at the gym a few days ago, and we were getting ready to come here to record this podcast. And we were asking some of our pool lady friends. We go to the pool a lot, and we were in the hot tub.
So Sylvia and Joy.
That's right, Sylvia and Joy, two new friends that we just met at the gym in the hot tub. And we said, okay, what do you ladies think? Who pays for the wedding? And what did they say, Catherine?
Well, Sylvia had said that she had 2 daughters, and she had a set budget for them. And she said, I'm going to give you X amount, and this is what you have to work with. And so, and plus it gave her, the mom, Sylvia, some ability to say, hey, this is, that we're going to invite these people and so forth, if I remember correctly.
Right. She had expressed the necessity of having a budget. So having some sort of a boundary that you don't have like, oh, yeah, don't say to your son or daughter, I'll pay for the wedding. And then they have, this taste of, oh, I have to have $1,000 dress and I have to have.
Yeah, you can't go too overboard
right.
when you have a budget.
Right. And then the control part of it, it sounded to me like when she was describing that, is that she just wanted to be able to have certain people at the wedding that perhaps their feelings would be hurt if they weren't there, or they were close to her and she wanted them at a part of this celebration.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, she was helping to pay for it, and she was also asking for, I would really like these people to be there because this is a party that we're all part of.
And Joy also had a daughter that
right.
got married, but I don't really recall what she had said. Do you?
She definitely resonated with the budget part of it.
Yeah, she did.
And she said, that's really helpful. Beyond that, I don't really remember. It's been too many days. Too many things have happened in the meantime.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was their take on it. And also, I wanted to mention my son is engaged. My son, Joel.
To Val. Lovely
right?
Val.
Yes. And Joel is our middle child. So we have 2 sons that are older, 2 sons that are younger. Joel's right in the middle, but he's the first one to get married. And because we have 5 children, Ron and I decided to just give them a gift, a cash gift, and tell them we don't care what you do with it. You do whatever you want with it. But because for me, I don't like the control part of it. You know what I mean? So that's just my personality, and I'm not criticizing anybody who does like to have that control, but I just would prefer to just go, here, you do it, and I'll be there, and you invite whoever you want.
And let me just forget about it.
Yes.
Because I got other stuff to do.
Yes, and the reason that I really wanted to do just a set amount, is because we have 5 children. And so we have to take that number and times it by 5. So I can't give them all that I could if I had 1 child or, or if I had more means or whatever. But the bottom line is I feel like, listeners, you can't go above your means.
That's exactly right.
Don't do it. Especially because when you're the parent of the bride or groom, you're looking down the face of retirement at some point.
Yeah.
So don't, hawk your retirement so that your kid can have a one-day party.
That's exactly right. I mean, common sense and circumstances, not tradition, should dictate, how that's who pays for what in the wedding.
Please repeat that.
Oh, that circumstances and common sense, not tradition, pretty much dictate, who pays for what in the wedding.
Yes. See, I love that. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, I forgot to say this. The other thing that we are doing for our kids, for Joel and Val, is we are paying for the rehearsal dinner. So we gave them a cash gift. We'll pay for the rehearsal dinner. And we also are co-hosting the bridal shower along with Valerie's mom.
Yeah. You also did a little engagement.
We did.
Announcement dinner.
We did. And we did that for a number of reasons. One, Joel and Valerie live in Texas. And they're both from Illinois, but they live in Texas right now because work took them there. And we wanted to spend more time with them, and we wanted our families to get to know each other because we don't have that many opportunities to do things like, hey, let's hang out on the weekend or let's go for breakfast or, So we decided to do a little special dinner at a restaurant where we had her mom and her brother and his girlfriend there, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
For them and for you all.
Finally, I got another woman in the testosterone, Catherine.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I know. Look
for
at
you.
Like Valerie showed me these nails.
Oh,
like these
yeah.
fingernails. I'm wearing these. They're called
press-on.
Yeah, they're press-on nails. They're from, the brand is called Kiss Impress.
Okay.
And they have this sticky thing on the back of them, so there's no glue involved, which is great because I've tried the glue nails before, and I end up like,
yeah.
Anyway, it's nice to have another female around. Thank you. All right, so let's move along. What else have you got over there?
Oh, that's it.
That's it? That was it for the article that you brought up?
Yeah.
So we're going to link the article in the show notes. And hopefully what you've gotten out of this is it's really up to you. It's just, it
really
is.
Common sense,
Right, and circumstance.
Which means your financial circumstance.
Right. And I think another key point to point out is clear communication. Very clear communication between all the parties can be helpful.
Communication is always good.
Yeah, that is. All right, speaking of communication, let's communicate a little scripture passage, a little verse that we thought would be perfect for this topic. It's Romans 12, verse 10, and it says this: be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. If we would apply this in every circumstance in life, in every relationship, and the main focus of a wedding really needs to be the marriage.
That's right. That's our
the
call
wedding.
to action.
Yeah. To really think about the marriage and invest in the two people that are coming together. Right. And that is really what we're doing. We're celebrating them.
That's right.
For one thing. And weddings can bring families closer because, when you get older and you're kind of scattered, weddings and funerals are kind of your family reunions.
That's true.
And a funeral is kind of,
yeah.
So focus on the marriage more so than the wedding.
That's where you put your stock.
That's right.
Right.
All right.
One more call to action. If you're planning on getting married, or even if you plan on paying for your son or daughter's wedding, don't go into debt.
No.
Don't take out a loan. Don't charge it.
No.
Don't do that. That's another call to action.
Right.
There.
Because really, like if you wanted to, you can get a marriage license, you can get married in a church or with a justice of the peace or an officiant or whatever, and you can be married. You don't
want to
have
start off that way.
Yeah. Very good advice. All right. Well, you've been listening to the Life Happens, Laugh Anyway podcast. I'm still comedian Tracy DeGraaf.
I'm still Catherine.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.